Hello my dear students, welcome back. This is Pushpa Varatharajan, retired maths teacher from Army Public School, Bangalore. In this video, we are going to learn about coordinate geometry and its application in daily life. Before marking the points on the Cartesian plane, you are going to learn about important concepts in coordinate geometry by using a PowerPoint presentation. Coordinate geometry is the branch of mathematics that deals with the position of an object lying in a plane, that is Cartesian coordinate plane, with the help of two perpendicular lines. Cartesian system. If we take two number lines, one is horizontal and one is vertical, and then combine them in such a way that they intersect each other at their zeros, and then they form a Cartesian plane. See in the figure, they have marked it on a graph sheet, that is 0 is there in the middle, and the horizontal one is called x dash axis, and vertical one is y dash axis, and 0 is the origin, and both the x axis, x dash axis, and y dash axis meet at the point 0, and that is called the origin. And this side, that is right hand side, top one is called the first quadrant, and left hand side, this side, it is called the second quadrant, and this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. And in x quadrant, in the first quadrant, both x and y are with the positive sign, and in the second quadrant, x is with negative sign and y is with positive sign, and in the third quadrant, both x and y are with negative sign, and with in the fourth quadrant, x is plus and y is minus. That is signs of coordinates of points in different quadrant. In first quadrant, x is with positive sign and y is with positive sign. That is 2, 3 will come in the first quadrant, and in the second quadrant, x is minus and y is plus. Therefore, -1 and 4 we have to mark in the second quadrant, and in the third quadrant, x is also minus and y is also minus. Therefore, -3 and -5 we are going to mark in the third quadrant, and in the fourth quadrant, x is plus and y is minus. That is 6 -1 we have to mark in the fourth quadrant. Now, distance between 0 and x, that is distance from y to point x, is called abscissa, and distance of the point y from the x-axis is called the ordinate. That is, if we mark any point, that is x, the distance from the origin to the point x, or the from this y dash axis, the point is called the abscissa, and this distance, that is from x-axis to point y, is called the ordinate. Now, point P, in this figure, the point P represent 4 and 3. Now you see 0 to M, this is point 4, and 3, if you go up, then P will be 4 and 3. That means here abscissa is 4 and ordinate is 3. And similarly, point Q you see here, this is on x axis, x dash axis, we have to go 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6, and then we have to go down, that is -1 and -2. And all the positive numbers comes on the right side of x, and all the negative numbers we have to mark in the left hand side. Already you have learned this in integers, while marking integers on the number line. Similarly, on y dash axis, all the positive numbers we have to mark the top, and all the negative numbers will come in the lower part of the graph. The coordinate point will define the location in the Cartesian plane. The first point x in the coordinate represent the horizontal axis, and the second point in the coordinate y represent the vertical axis. Consider the example 3, 2. That means 3 is the 3 units away from the positive y axis and 2 units away from the positive x axis. Therefore, points 3, 2 can be plotted as shown below. This you are going to learn in the next slide. And -2 and -3, -1 and -2, this also we are going to plot in the next slide. This -2 and 3 comes in the second quadrant. -1 and -2 comes in the third quadrant, and 2 and -3 we have to plot in the fourth quadrant. Now you see this 3, 2, it is marked here, and here abscissa is 3 and ordinate is 2. It comes in the first quadrant. And -2 and 3, we have marked -2 in the left side. We have gone -1, -2, and plus y comes on the top. Therefore, this is -2 and -3. And here that -1 and -2 both are minus. Therefore, we have to mark in the third quadrant, and 2 and -3 comes in the fourth quadrant. Now, applications of coordinate geometry in daily life. Building various monuments, locating the position of aircraft in space, and developing various games which specify the location of the object, and the digital use in GPS. And now we are going to mark points on the Cartesian plane and find out the points will come in which quadrant. Now, from the PowerPoint presentation, you have learnt what is coordinate geometry and what is quadrant and what is x-axis and y-axis. Now, we are going to plot some of the points on the Cartesian plane. This is the question. In which quadrant or which axis do each of the following points lie, and verify your answer by locating them or on Cartesian plane. First, we have to draw x dash axis, that is the horizontal line. We have to mark x dash axis. Then we have to mark y dash axis. This is y dash axis, and this is called first quadrant, and this is called second quadrant, and this is called third quadrant, and this is called fourth quadrant. And this point is origin, and here it is, the points are 0, 0. And all the positive numbers comes towards this side, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. All the positive numbers comes towards x side, towards right side, and all the negative numbers that means all the negative numbers comes towards the left side, and on the top all the positive numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and all the negative -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Now the first point is P, 2 and 5. That means x is plus and y is plus. Both are with plus sign. Therefore, it comes in the first quadrant. X is also plus, y is also plus. That is, it is 2. X is 2 and y is 5. Therefore, P, 2 and 5. It comes in, where it comes? It lies in first quadrant. First quadrant. And Q, -3 and -4. X is -3 and y is -4. See here, -3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is, Q is -3 and 4. That means if x is minus and y is plus, it comes in the second quadrant. Next, that means it comes in the second quadrant. R is 0, x is 0, y is -5. X is 0 and y is -5, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here R. R is what? 0 and -5. That means it lies on y dash axis. Y dash axis. 0, x is 0. That is, x is 0 and y is -5. And -4 and -2. Here, -4 and -2 both are with minus sign. It comes in the fourth quadrant. Therefore, S is -4. Here, -4. X is -4 and y is -2. Here it comes. That is S. S is what? -4 and 2. It comes in -4 and -2. It comes in the third quadrant. It comes in the third quadrant. Here both are minus. X is also minus, y is also minus. And the next is T. X is 7. X is 7 and y is 0 comes here. That is 7 and 0. Comes here on x axis. On x axis it comes. Now all the points having x with positive sign and y is with positive sign comes in the first quadrant, and all the points with x with negative sign and y with positive sign comes in the second quadrant. And when both x and y are minus, we have to mark in the third quadrant. and if here x is with positive sign and y is with negative sign. In 9th standard we have to learn only to mark the points, and in the 10th standard we have to learn, we are going to learn how to find the distance between two points on Cartesian plane. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.